Stony Brook University Career Center, and I'm joined by my colleague, Natalie. Natalie, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie Corba. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm a career coach for the Exploring Career community here in the Career Center.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to get started by just telling you a little bit about what the Career Center does. I know a lot of students come in with this misconception that when you go to the Career Center, it's just to find a job, and if you're not ready to find a job, you don't need us. But we're actually here for you for your entire college experience. So some of the things that we do for students are educate, prepare, and connect. So we educate on all aspects of career development. We help you with self-exploration and self-assessments, finding the major that's right for you, exploring careers that might be right for you, and also connecting you with resources. And we also prepare you for experiential learning, internships and volunteer experiences, employment, and other additional education. And then we help connect you to employers and alumni mentors. And throughout our presentation today, we're going to give you a little bit more information on all of these things. Now we're going to get started by telling you a little bit more about how our office is set up. And here at the Career Center, we have 8 career communities that are based on your interest and career paths rather than academic majors. So if you look here, we have 7 industry-specific communities: applied science and research, arts and communications, business, education and helping professions, government and public service, healthcare, and IT and engineering. And you can join more than one. A lot of these areas connect with students from all different majors, and connecting with more career communities gives you expanded opportunities and more connections to the different industries. So the 3 different things that this helps you do, one is customized communication. So if you join a career community, every other week, you'll get an email from a career field expert giving you the most up-to-date information on current job and internship opportunities within that industry. You'll also get customized career coaching. So within the Career Center, we have a career coach for every single career community who has expertise on that industry. And it also helps increase your connections to alumni and employers. Now, I know I mentioned we have 8 career communities and I only listed 7. And the 8th community is exploring. So if you're a student who isn't really sure what industry you connect with, or if you're still trying to decide between different career fields, you can join the exploring community and we'll help guide you throughout the entire journey. And I'm the exploring career coach. So if you're wondering, what do I want to do? What do I want to major in? Then you can just find my name and connect with me.
Great. So we're also going to talk about some of the opportunities you can get involved in at Stony Brook and how you can utilize our platform and our services in order to get started. So some of the different types of experiences that our students are involved in are listed on the screen. So we have internships, we have both credit bearing as well as paid internship opportunities available to students. Just on campus, we have 50 plus departments that actually offer internship opportunities to students, in addition to all of our off-campus partners. Research opportunities, both for undergraduates and graduates, as well as, again, paid and credit bearing. On-campus student employment, which we're going to talk a little bit more about. That's a key way that a lot of our students start to build their resumes and build experiences. So we really believe that by helping students gain experience, we're kind of guiding them through figuring out more about their career, right? The more experience you have, the more likely you are to figure out what you like and dislike and start to get experience that employers care about for the future, and also graduate schools care about for the future. So these are a lot of different opportunities that we offer. And I'm going to kind of go through our platform called Handshake and show you a little bit more about how you can use this platform to find opportunities and connect with our office more. So let me just go ahead and pull it up for you. So right now I am in the student view. I just want to confirm, Natalie, can you give me a thumbs up? You can see this. Okay, so Handshake is the main way that you're going to be able to connect with our office and also find experiences. So this is what will look like as a student. You will have access to this 1 week after you register for your classes. So our system updates every Tuesday. So the Tuesday after you register for classes, you will have access to Handshake, and I encourage you to start looking at this as soon as possible. So one option that you can go to on here is our jobs. So you can look through and you can see everything that's available. There's almost 19,000 jobs on Handshake. A lot of these jobs are full-time jobs, but there's also part-time jobs for opportunity for students and internships on here as well. So if you're a new student that's looking to work on campus, if you click on campus, you'll be able to see all of the possible opportunities that you can get involved in. We make it really easy to apply. Most of them, for the ones on campus, you can just hit apply. We also have on-campus internships available on here. So start looking as soon as you can, especially if you are interested in working in the fall. People say jobs go quick. They do go quickly, but there's also new jobs posted constantly. So don't worry too much about getting it right away, but it is a good idea to start getting comfortable with this platform, applying to things that you might be interested in. So that way, if you do want to work right away when you come to school, you're able to do that. We're also going to be having a job fair the first week of classes, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. There's also events. So as soon as you have access to this, you can start looking through the events that we have. We have tons of events coming up. We also have things that are available in the summer even. So if you want to go through and see, what's in here, these are events held by our office and also by employer partners as well. So you can go through and start registering for these and take a look at what we have to offer at any time. And then this is also how you're going to make appointments with our office. So, maybe you are interested in coming in and getting an internship for the fall or getting employment for the fall, but you're not sure where to start. And maybe you've never made a resume before, some of you, right? So maybe you're not really sure what the process is like. We're here to help you throughout all of that. So if you click on Career Center, appointments, you can schedule various different appointments with us. So we have resume reviews, which are just quick 20 minutes, will help you look at your resume. Mock interviews. So a lot of students have never been in a real interview setting before, and it can be kind of intimidating. So we're here to bring you through practices together, and also career coaching appointments, which is where you can go through and you can see a coach from any one of those industries. And then also on-campus student employment if you want to meet with me to talk about on-campus opportunities. Essentially, once you click on one of these, you'll see in dark blue the days and times that we're available, and you can see whatever time works best for you. Right now, all of our services are virtual via Zoom or the phone over the summer, but we are hoping to have in-person availability in the fall. Okay, so that's just a little quick run through a Handshake. There's a lot to explore, but the most important things are jobs, right? This is where you're going to find the jobs, events, and then being able to connect with us and make appointments with us. Okay. So if you are interested in an on-campus experience, there are a couple of different options for you. So some of you may have been awarded federal work study through your financial aid packages. If you have been awarded federal work study, there's specific jobs that are created just for students with this type of funding. And it can be a huge advantage to you because there will be more options for you. However, if you have not been awarded federal work study, that's okay, right? 85% of the students that work on campus do not have federal work study funding. So there's still tons of other opportunities for you for student assistant roles. And there's also opportunities for research as well. So as I mentioned before, if you want to do research with a department, you're interested in the sciences, you're interested in even like political or psychological research, there's a ton of opportunities for you to get involved in research as well. Okay, so in addition to all of the opportunities we offer on campus, we also partner a lot with employers. So we have these special employers that are our partnership council members. Essentially, these employers have told us that they're interested in heavily recruiting our students. And they do things like come to all of our job fairs, hold special events for our students, do resume reviews and mock interviews with our students, and also hold a lot of special events. So these are some of our key employer partners. However, we do have, we're going to talk about in a little bit, 5 job fairs per semester in the fall and in the spring, where we have 50, 60 employers at each coming to hire our students, in addition to some of our key partners listed here. Okay, and one final special partnership we have. We've just partnered this year for our Peace Corps Prep program. This is a partnership that we are doing with the Peace Corps, and it helps prepare students for global service. So essentially what this does, it's helping our students learn more intercultural competence. It's helping them learn how to work with others, helping them learn a little bit more about some global issues in the global landscape, and helping them get hands-on experience in things that they're interested in. So this is a new option for our students. I want to add, if students do want to do this, there's no pressure afterwards to apply for the Peace Corps, but it is a nice thing that's offered to all of our students that they can partake in and put on their resumes. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Natalie now.
All right, thanks, Tara. So Tara already started touching on some of our really great virtual support services, but like Tara mentioned, through Handshake, you can get career coaching support. So we offer resume appointments, mock interviews, and career coaching where you can meet with a career coach and talk about what you'd like to do and get some guidance on how to get there. And we also offer drop-ins. They were virtual last year, and this fall, we're still working on how we're going to connect with you, but there will be drop-in appointments if you just have quick questions that you want to ask. In addition to that resource, we also have something called Vault that you can access through the Career Center website. It's an online career intelligence platform, so you can learn more about careers, get industry knowledge, and it's completely up-to-date information. And there's also My World Abroad, which helps develop your global career skills. So if you're someone who wants to work abroad, and this is a great resource for you. And we have Grad Connection, which is Stony Brook's overseas job portal. So we also have signature programs, and we already started touching on a few of these when we mentioned our job fairs. The virtual career fairs, a really great resource. Even if you're not looking for a career yet, it's a great way to start networking and getting more comfortable meeting people within your industry. I mean, a lot of these are connected to our career communities, but you can attend as many as you want and connect with as many employers as you want. All the dates are listed here, but you can go online and actually see all the employers who are going to be there ahead of time, which is a really great way to prepare. In addition to these job fairs, we also have a mock interview day, so you can actually practice your interviewing skills. We also have prep events, so you don't have to go in unprepared. We're here to walk you through these fairs every step of the way. And we also have a career exploration week for students who are still trying to figure out what they want to do. And there are a lot of great workshops during that week as well. And we have career week. So we do have alumni come for panels, and you'll have an opportunity to hear people from Stony Brook who were in your shoes actually talk about what they're doing now. And this is broken down by career industry, and that'll be the week of November 8th. Okay, so we've reviewed a lot of our resources, and now you know how to get started with us. We do have a website. If you go to career.stonybrook.edu, you can see a lot of our resources. That's separate from Handshake, but you'll get more information on Handshake there as well. Also, make sure to join a career community when you get started and take advantage of all of our services. Even if you're a first-year student, it's never too early to get started, and we want to connect with you.
So I do see that there's a couple of questions in the chat box. I'm just going to go ahead and answer some of them live, some of the common ones I'm seeing. So students are eligible to work on campus as international students, but you do have to make sure that you're eligible for a social security number. So you do have to be authorized to work in the US. Essentially the way it works, once you've received a opportunity, you will then have to use that offer letter that you've received, and Visa and Immigration Services are going to help you apply for a social security number. So absolutely. Are there options for putting some income from on-campus jobs towards paying back debt? Yeah, so all of the jobs you get on campus, even federal work study, you're going to get that as a paycheck. So most jobs get paid biweekly. Some research jobs are monthly, but most jobs are biweekly. And you're getting it as a paycheck, so you can kind of choose to do what you want with that money. You can use that to pay off some of your debt or your student bills, or you can use it, for things like living expenses, textbooks, whatever you'd like. Are there more partners? So there are definitely more people that we partner with, but those are our partners who work heavily with us. As I mentioned, when we have our job fairs, there's, 60, 70 employers sometimes that come and attend those. So there are a lot of employers that we partner with, but those that I listed were just some of our key employers. Where can students see if they've received federal work study? So students can see those through your Solar account. So when you get your financial aid package and you go to accept that in Solar, it will say whether you've received federal work study funding or not. And then the rest, I'm going to start typing answers to, so we can go ahead and get to the next participants. But I just want to say thank you so much for kind of taking the time to chat with us, ask us your questions. I'll be answering some more in the chat box. If you have any questions in the future, please feel free to reach out to us, and we hope that you'll start getting involved in our office as soon as possible. So thank you so much for your time today.
Hi, everyone. Just give me a quick second. My name is Pascal Jones, and I'm an advisor in the study abroad office. And I'm here with my colleague, Jess. I'll let you say hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jess. I also work in the International Academic Programs office on campus, and we're excited to share with you guys some information about what we have to offer to you as new students.
I am happy that we are following the Career Center because I think that study abroad is probably one of the best things that students can do during their time in college. If you are looking for something that is very unique and meaningful to enrich your college experience, then I know I'm biased, but I think I'm also very serious when I say that I believe that study abroad is probably one of the best things that you can do. It certainly will make you stand out. It will force you out of your comfort zone, and it will broaden your horizons, and you will discover things about yourselves that you never even thought before. We have amazing programs. We are located in the Melville Library. We have over 80 different programs in 25 different countries, over 25 different countries. And if we look at all of the surveys out there, over 95% of study abroad alumni have reported that, that experience truly increased their confidence. And many, over 80%, have also said that, the experience inspired them to do something different. For some students, it reaffirmed that the major, minor, that, the path that they were on, that it was the right one. But for many others, they added a minor or they switched their majors because, when you're out of your comfort zones and you have access to different experiences, you do discover certain areas that maybe you had not considered before. And one thing that is very important to note, I think, in the world that we're living in right now, and if you look at all the research that is available, 21st century employers are looking for skills that are other also than just your academic skills. So in addition to making sure that you are ready to tackle whatever tasks that they have for you, you will stand out by showing them that you have what they call these soft skills, which I recently heard someone call power skills. And I think studying abroad will put students, will force students into certain experiences and situations where you will develop skills in these areas. It will force you, like I said, to be outside of your comfort zone and to, do certain decision making, critical thinking, having to handle yourself in ambiguous situations and communicate with people from different backgrounds than you, take initiative. And I think at the end of your study abroad experience, you will have a lot of stories and a lot of different, ways that you can present yourself that really does make you stand out. The slide prior to this one, there was a little note that said that fewer than 3% of American students go abroad. And that is true. And that is very sad. But what it does do is for those students who have that on their resume, and there's no doubt about it that, it will open doors. We have had a lot of our alumni come back to us and let us know that when they were sitting down in that job interview, it's crazy how often the employer would ask questions about their study abroad experience or how they were able to pull, stories from that experience to answer certain questions that came up. So we have a lot of information to share with you today, and I will let my colleague Jessica take it from here.
Thanks, Pascal. So when students think of study abroad and they think about taking on this opportunity, I think they instantly go to the negative. What barriers do they have to entry to having this opportunity? So we're going to kind of debunk those things today. The main challenges to study abroad, or perceived challenges that students share with us, are finances. So paying for their program, how they're going to do that. Language barriers. So going to a country where you don't speak the local language. Graduation schedule. So those students who are looking to graduate within 4 years and they don't know, is studying abroad going to hold them back from achieving that goal? And then how do the credits and academics work so you stay on path for graduation? So just to dive a little bit deeper into the finances and scholarships. So students who receive financial aid, whether that be Pell or TAP, which are state and federal grant funds available to many students, as well as loans, you can use financial aid towards study abroad. And how that works is you still have to be following those same requirements that are determined by those funding channels, the same way you would for taking a class on campus. So the Pell requirement, maybe it's only your first major in your SBCs, that would carry over for your program. So you would have to be satisfying those same type of requirements, making that same type of degree progress. And at that point with your financial aid advisor, you can ensure that that type of funding will be applicable towards your bill for the term of your study abroad program. So students who receive financial aid are eligible to use it for their program, and students who are not normally eligible for financial aid can apply for financial aid for towards their study abroad programs. That might be some loan funding or some scholarships, which I'll get to in just a minute. We have a scholarship that is funded by our office. It is called the IAP scholarship, and it awards over $50,000 a year. I think that the stats are something like 40 or 50 students were funded in our last academic year prior to COVID. And I think it was 1 in every 3 applicants got some type of funding. So I think it's in your favor if you apply for this scholarship, that there's a good chance you could get some type of funding. And this ranges from $500 to $3,000. It depends on the length of your program and a few other criteria, but freshmen get an extra point on the rubric, and so do transfer students. So those of you who are going to be new on campus and you're considering applying for study abroad, these little indicators kind of help you in the funding side when it comes to the IAP scholarship. We also, once a week during the academic year, raffle off $500, and we do this through our Instagram. So for those of you who might not be following us yet, here's our tag. So it's SBU Study Abroad. And if you follow us, you'll see our weekly giveaway for $500 towards a program fee. But actually right now, we're also doing a class of 2025 giveaway. And there's instructions on our most recent post on how to join that. But we will be giving $500 towards a program to a student if you follow the instructions, and they'll be randomly selected tomorrow. So make sure you get on our page, start following us, check out our posts, and follow those instructions to join the giveaway. The last thing to mention, sorry. That's okay. There are nationally competitive and host university scholarships. So the nationally competitive ones are usually funded through the US government and the state departments, such as the Gilman and Boren Awards. So those have specific criteria to make you eligible to apply, and you can find more information about that on our website. And host university awards are partner universities who put funding forward for our students to apply to as scholarship when attending their program. Okay, so language barriers. There's a big misconception that if you're going to study abroad in Korea, you must speak Korean, or if you're going to study abroad in France, you must speak French. Actually, most of our programs have English taught courses. Besides that, English is probably the most widely spoken language in the world. So many other countries, maybe it's lucky for us, maybe not, they are taught English starting in primary school. So you have a good chance if you're speaking to a local person that they might speak English as well. And like Pascal said, when you're building those soft skills, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to a country where you might think English is not as widely spoken, it really puts you up to like a cool challenge, I think, in terms of navigating a city. You'll build some really big confidence in doing that in a country that doesn't speak English as their primary language. Also, people outside the US are so nice. And actually, I'll tell you from firsthand experience, people will be really surprised at how nice you are as an American. I've had people say, "You're American? You're so nice." So it's kind of ironic, but I think you'll find that funny. And then besides not speaking maybe a local language, students do have an opportunity to learn a language while in a country on a program. So we have opportunities to study at a partner university, take courses to learn the local language. And these immersion programs usually have cultural components, and they're a good way to get the Lang SBC requirement taken care of while on a study abroad program. Okay, so graduating on time via study abroad. So I should tell you all, a most recent graduating student worker, his name is Michael Billfinger. You're gonna see him in a video in just a few minutes. He studied abroad 5 times with a double major and graduated in 4 years. So if anyone tells you you cannot study abroad and graduate on time, that is absolutely not true times 5. So within your 4-year degree, we have a lot of opportunities available to students for study abroad. And one or more of these might be more appropriate for you when it comes to funding or academic planning, what courses you know you need to take on campus and when financially this is realistic for you, what courses you still have to graduate. So we have programs all throughout the year: academic year, which would be a fall and spring consecutive program; semester, which would be fall or spring; winter program, which is usually a few weeks during January; and a summer program. And we have summer programs that range from 2.5, 3 weeks to about 6. And that's all throughout the summer break. We have faculty-led programs, so going abroad with Stony Brook professors; partner university programs, enrolling in courses at universities that we have partnered with, many of which are in the top 100 in the world. So we have some really great and prestigious partner universities. Also, as a SUNY student, you're eligible to study abroad on any other SUNY schools program. And I think right now in the SUNY network and consortium of shared programming, there's about 600 to choose from. So in addition to what we offer here at Stony Brook, on our website, you could find access to the SUNY search portal to find what other programs are available too. So if you want to study penguins in Antarctica, you could do that through SUNY Brockport. You can take courses towards your major, minor, or SBC requirements, or any combination of those 3 things. You can conduct research abroad. An example of that would be our program in Madagascar. You can research lemurs at our research station in Madagascar, or you could do service learning. Maybe you want to go on our program in Tanzania and do some community projects related to healthcare. So you can graduate on time, and those are the types of ways you can do it. And then something that's really important that we always tell students is come talk to us early, because academic planning is really important. There are some majors that are very rigid in terms of what classes you have to take prior to the next or at the same time when it comes to labs. So sequential coursework could be limiting for some students. There might be financial limitations. You might know you need to have that campus job that Career Services is going to help you find to save up to have an opportunity like this. So planning academically and financially is really important. And thinking about it your freshman year is great because, I mean, technically freshmen can study abroad too, but starting early gives you a few years of time to really find the best program for you that financially and academically is going to work. So we're here to support you in that. When it comes to the academics, we have created a system of pre-approved and approval process for courses. So we have a document called the Learning Agreement Form, and students who are looking to take a course overseas can look at our partner course database. And if they don't see it there, our Learning Agreement Form is used to work with an academic department on campus to have a course offered at a partner university approved for Stony Brook credit. When students study abroad, you earn EXP Plus and GLO SBCs. So if you're not too familiar with SBCs yet, that's your general education curriculum requirements. So EXP Plus and GLO can be satisfied by participating in a study abroad program, regardless of the program type. Partner university programs do not calculate towards your GPA, and faculty directed programs do calculate towards your GPA.
All
Okay.
right.
We're switching
Thank
over
you,
to Pascal. You're welcome.
All right. So now that we have already shared a whole lot of information with you in a very short amount of time, I would like to take you on a quick trip around the world where you will hear directly from some of our students, alum. And so this is 4 minutes around the world. Here you go.
I knew that I would always want to study abroad in Italy. And so once I found out that Stony Brook has a program in Florence, I knew that it was a perfect fit for me.
But after orientation, after I made friends, after all that, I just started going out more. I started seeing the city, seeing what Seoul had to offer, and it was just a lot of fun for me.
My first time stepping foot in Tanzania was so breathtaking. I was actually able to encapsulate that moment through journals. And what I actually wrote the first time was that the grass was much greener, the sky was much bluer, and the air was much cleaner when I first got there.
As an engineering major, I was able to work with my advisors and go study abroad, have a great experience, and still be on track for graduation.
In Peru, I went whitewater rafting. In Spain, I was able to take cooking classes. In China, I visited the Great Wall. I took a harbor tour of Shanghai. I saw the terracotta warriors. The list just goes on and on of the fantastic experiences I had while abroad.
Being able to go to Mount Kilimanjaro and just climb a mountain for the first time, and seeing how completely different it was from anything I can imagine.
On the Jamaica study abroad, learning in the environment where you're picking up the specimens and you're looking at the coral and the fish firsthand with your professor who's a professional in this field totally exceeds sitting in the classroom flipping through a textbook and only imagining what they look like in real life. So that was just a really special experience that just enhances it tenfold.
Some of the things I gained from studying abroad was a higher level of confidence, independence, and responsibility that I feel I could have only gained by studying abroad. Not to mention the fact that my Italian speaking skills and language skills were also increased.
It's something that you could read about or hear about in orientation, read about your itinerary and see what you're gonna do. But once you get there, it's nothing that your mind can fathom completely.
Academically, it really put me in a position to have amazing things to put on applications for grad school, transcripts, and really amazing people to reach out to if I needed a letter of recommendation as well.
During my first day of orientation, I was like, I need to make a friend here. I need to force myself out of my comfort zone, and that's what the study abroad program really pushed me to do. When I got back, I couldn't stop talking about it. I made a lot of new friends that I still text today, and it just made me see the world in a different way. Stony Brook really prepared me for my study abroad experience, and when I went to Korea, the partner university there gave me even more orientations where they taught me about the mannerisms in Korea and who to call for emergencies, and just acclimated me to the new environment.
When you weigh the costs of tuition for the credits that you're taking and accommodations and traveling, it is the most economical option for going out in the world and experiencing a new culture and a new place. It's an amazing value, and you'll be happy that you invested in it.
I worked closely with the financial aid office to help develop a plan to fit my financial aid needs.
Studying abroad was probably one of the cheapest semesters at Stony Brook. All my financial aid counted towards the program, and I was a recipient of the IAP Study Abroad Scholarship.
I recommend studying abroad because it's a fantastic opportunity that you can really only have in college, that carries with it so many fantastic benefits, so why let it pass you by?
Once you're on a plane, you're thinking about everything that you learned in orientation and everything that you're gonna do. Once you actually physically get there, it's gonna blow your mind.
I recommend study abroad to everybody. If you talk to anybody who's done study abroad, you will not find a single person that says they don't want to go on another one or they wish they didn't do it.
Well, I just feel like study abroad is for that person that just wants the best for themselves. And I think that, it's one of the best things I definitely did as a student, and then as a person too. It's something that you can't really put into words. It's something that you have to experience for yourself.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, sorry. All right, so I hope that you have learned a whole lot of great information about the Study Abroad office. And once you are back on campus, I invite you to stop by our office. We are always available to meet with students. We're available as well on Zoom. If you contact us, every program has an individual advisor, and you can find the contact information right there on the program page. So this is what our website looks, our webpage looks like. It is really easy to access. It is stonybrook.edu/studyabroad. And if you go on the outgoing tab, you'll find a whole bunch of great resources for students to easily navigate the website. And right there on Explore, you'll be able to find the different types of programs that we have. You can search by the terms, by the types of experience that you would have. And as I mentioned, every single program has an advisor coordinator attached to it, and you'll find the contact information on there. And we're always happy to meet with students, to talk about, if you are just beginning the process of exploring, so we can talk about how to do that, or if you've narrowed it down to a few programs and you want to talk more specifically, we're happy to do that as well. We are with you throughout the whole process, from the time that you begin exploring all the way through after you come back, when we are working to be sure to process all of your credits back into your record. So that's it. Like I said, just don't hesitate to come and talk to us. I guess I should probably add just, that, one of the first priorities for us in IAP is always the safety of our students. And we are looking ahead, and we are excited that hopefully next year, will be a better year for travel for our students. But, one thing that all students should know is that for us, safety is always first. SUNY did cancel some of the programs, leading up to right now. But we are optimistic for the winter and the spring 2022. But this whole process of reviewing programs and countries, it's something that we actually continuously do. So it's not the first time that a program would have been canceled because of certain issue. This is the first time it's been, to this kind of, extent. But the safety of our students is always key for us. So just so you know, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. While the next group loads their slides, I should mention that Matt is a study abroad alum. And I think at the end, if there's a few minutes, we should have him talk about his study abroad experience. If you wouldn't mind, Matt, if that I'm calling you out right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I didn't even know you knew.
Yes, I recognize you actually. And I know I wasn't your advisor, but I did recognize you. So anyway, the next presenter is welcome to start, but I think if there's time at the end, Matt should share a little bit about his experience. Thanks, guys.
So thanks everyone for the opportunity to introduce the Eureka program. I'm joined here by Brian Frank, my valued colleague, and I've been working as the director of this program for 20 years. Eureka stands for Undergraduate Research and Creative Activities, and it's one of several valued experiential learning opportunities, along with study abroad and career center internships for you to take advantage of while you're at Stony Brook. We offer resources to help you connect with research opportunities. And I want to emphasize that there are research opportunities in all fields, in the sciences and engineering, the arts, and humanities. So okay to go to the next slide.
Okay.
Some students get started as volunteers, or may in the course of their college career take research for credit. But perhaps the best opportunity, really the hallmark of the Eureka experience, is doing undergraduate research in the summer, when students can really immerse themselves in doing faculty mentored research experience, whether it's in a lab or a research group or doing field work. This is doing work full-time and being paid. So the Eureka stipend currently is $4,000. There are a few other opportunities that offer housing as well, or even additional stipend support. We also partner with the Career Center to host a program called Explorations in STEM, which includes professional development workshops in addition to the research experience. And this program is especially good for students who are interested in engineering majors and are new to the field of research. So if you're interested in that, there's a lot of information on our website about it. The next slide. One of the other major things that we do is to showcase undergraduate research. And we have an event every spring called the Eureka Celebration, where students in all fields get to share what they've been working on and practice their presentation skills and networking. It's really a great event. It's a lot of fun to see the range of what people are working on. And you can actually check out links to our poster events. If you go to the Eureka website under the celebration page, you'll see some of the virtual posters that we had for the last 2 years. But it'll give you an idea of what the research opportunities are, whether you're interested in history or biomedical engineering or ecology. But I think the best testimonials for doing research actually come from, and here we can go to the next slide, the students themselves. So I encourage you to look at the Eureka website. We have researchers of the month that have been featured who talk about the experience of what it's like to do research, how research has helped them pull together and put into practice what they hear in the classroom and help them develop skills of problem solving, working independently, and it puts them into mentoring communities, working with faculty mentors, graduate students, postdocs. And finally, it helps, research is one of those stepping stones. I think there's a running theme with all of the presentations today with the Career Center and with Study Abroad. This is one of those really transformational experiences you can have as an undergraduate at Stony Brook, which will really prepare you for the future, whether you're going to go to graduate school, medical school, dental school, whether you're going to go straight into industry. Doing undergraduate research is really so helpful, even if you might find out that you don't want to do something and you're more interested in another field. It's just one of those eye-opening things that you can get involved with right away. And there are opportunities for students to get involved as early as freshman year. Some students wait till later on, but definitely we encourage you to look at the Eureka site to find out more information about Eureka. And that's it. We're happy to answer questions also.
Okay, so thank you everyone for listening to the presentations. At this point in time, we're going to move to a more focused question and answer session. So if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A part and we will read those questions out live to whatever department that it is relevant to, and then they will answer them. While those questions are coming in, I would like to invite our peer assistant leaders to maybe talk about some of the experience that they've had with the Career Center, Eureka, or Study Abroad. So if any of you want to introduce yourself with your name, your pronouns, and your experience, go ahead.
I guess I'll go first, talk about the study abroad. Hi everyone, my name's Matt, peer assistant leader, and my pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm entering my 4th year at Stony Brook. I'm also double majoring in computer science and applied mathematical statistics. My experience with study abroad is that during my first week of school, I believe, these two, I forgot who it was, but 2 presenters came during one of my economics class and told us to like sign up for this raffle for the study abroad. And I just signed up, and then on Friday I got a message saying I won, and I was like, cool, now what? They're just like, you should study abroad. So then I was looking at all these options with like a $500 raffle winning, and I ended up choosing the program in Wuhan, China before COVID. This is the summer of 2019. I actually studied abroad with Michael in that video, so that was really cool. I really enjoyed it because I not only got to like learn Chinese again, I got to do like do a lot of culture things. I got to visit like the Great Wall, visit Shanghai. And it was really great because not only are you like learning about stuff, but all the students there around you always want to hang out with you because they just find foreigners really cool. So it's really cool to just hang out with other college students and they just like to show you everything. So I really enjoyed that. And that's my experience. Would I do it again? Probably. Maybe not in Wuhan. I'd choose somewhere else, hopefully though. And the program advisor, Ambassador Bastine, was super cool. And I don't know, that's all I got.
Thanks, Matt. You're a good salesman. That was great.
Yep.
Jade, is there anything that you want to share?
I guess I can share my experience with the Career Center. So hi, my name's Jade. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm currently in business management with specialization in operations. So I had a lot of help with the Career Center because I do work outside of orientation. I have a different type of job, and they sort of helped me translate my experiences at my previous job to more something related to the business field. So even if you think that like, oh no, I'm like a freshman or I'm a sophomore, I don't have any experiences, they'll help you find things that are relevant that you need, that you can put on your resume. So just start early. The earlier you start, the better off you're going to end up being.
All right, thank you so much. One of our first questions that came in are the Eureka jobs on Handshake? And Brian, do you want to answer that?
So for Our Eureka program, we do not advertise on Handshake. A lot of times students can go about finding placements or opportunities in labs by contacting some faculty directly. We don't, a lot of times we're not aware of the openings that are available in labs. However, some students often have luck by talking to some of their instructors or professors, and they can also talk to other students as well. As Karen had mentioned earlier, if you visit our website, you could take a look at our the link to our 2021 Eureka Celebration website, and you'll see a listing of faculty who have worked with students before. That might be a good segue into research.
I just want to add that sometimes there are research assistant jobs posted on the career website, but that's not the only way to get involved in research. So it's probably better to contact us and then also try to contact faculty in the field that you're interested in. I would add that for the students in the biological sciences, all the medical school departments are very accessible. So even if you're a biology or a biochemistry major, you might actually be working just across the street in the medical school in a different department like anesthesiology or pathology or the cancer center. So there's a lot of medical labs and research opportunities for undergraduates that way too.
I just want to add, there's also often many departments that are on campus that offer research opportunities that are on-campus job and internship fair. So just keep that in mind as well, the first Wednesday classes. So, just put yourself out there at as many spots as possible and you'll be more likely to find something. But that is another option for you as well to find research opportunities.
Okay, a live question for IAP. Where can students find what courses are offered at international universities?
So when you are on our website and you are on a program page specifically, if you go to the academic tab, it will have different links, and one of them will take you to the university directly. And in some cases, we may have a link to the catalog, the course catalog at that university. Some universities have amazing websites and they're super easy to navigate, and then some other ones are not so easy. If a student has any trouble navigating, the site to find the courses, they can always come back to us and then we can help them out. And then also on our website, we have a course database. It's still fairly new, just a couple of years, but we're very excited about it, where we've begun to record and save all of the different Stony Brook equivalencies to our partners' courses. So all of the students who've gone before you for the past couple of years who've had courses evaluated, we save those. So if a student is going to UCL in London, they can go to our course database and see what courses have been evaluated at UCL. So if a course is already evaluated, then it would be an easy process for them. They would already know that course is coming back at Stony Brook as X, Y, or Z. If a course has not yet been evaluated, then it's a super easy process to get access to the syllabus, use the learning agreement form, and then go to the academic department to ask for that review. But if a student has any questions about that process, please come to us. We're happy to talk to you. It's really not as daunting as some students think. The academic departments and all the departments really at Stony Brook, they work with transfer students often. It's a similar process. So what they do for study abroad students is something they do for many more students who come through Stony Brook as transfer students. So it's a normal process of college life.
Okay, another question is, does study abroad require citizenship?
Citizenship to the United States, is that the question? Well, assuming that the question is, does study abroad require a student to be a US citizen, then I would say absolutely not. We have tons of great international students who study abroad with us. You could be a US resident or otherwise. I mean, anyone can study abroad. It absolutely does not matter. If you are a Stony Brook student and you want to go abroad, you should be able to go abroad unless, as long as you have a passport, and you're able to, to kind of work out the different immigration, I guess, issues from one country to the other, then absolutely you should be able to go abroad.
A question for the Career Center. I will be living on campus, but do not have access to a car. Do you have any advice on how I can get an internship?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, there's about 50 plus departments on campus every single semester that offer internships. So there's a lot of different on-campus options for you since you don't have a car. Then that can be anything from academic departments, student affairs, the hospital, small business development center, the Long Island High Tech Incubators right across the street as well. So there's a lot of options for you on campus. And then there's some things that we can walk to as well. So one of our partners, YAI, they actually offer a lot of opportunities for students, a lot of paid opportunities, and it's not a super far walk. But on campus is probably your best bet if you don't have a car, but then you can also explore what's nearby. And I would be happy to sit down with you and kind of go through your options as soon as you're able to make an appointment, or you can just reach out to me directly. I'll put my email in the chat for you.
Okay, I'm going to answer one last question, which is what is the name of the YouTube channel so I can see the previous live streams everyone has done? So that would be SBU New Student Programs. And you can use that YouTube channel to see all of the previous live streams that we've done, and those will be in one large playlist. And with that, I will be wrapping up the webinar for today. So I would like to thank all of the panelists and the attendees for coming. I appreciate it. I hope everyone has learned something today. And just to reiterate, if you want to watch previous webinars that we've hosted, or even the ones that are going to be hosted in the future, you can go to our YouTube channel. And additionally, the link that you used to sign up for the webinar today will be updated to have a link to all of these videos for the future. So thank you so much for coming today, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day.